leading these schools right now. Okay, so we've invited him to have a session today on the group analysis. Okay, I hope you will enjoy that.
Yeah,
Sir,
sure.
Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Introduced by Director Sir. So naturally, I will try to justify my stand here. Okay. So meantime, I must welcome to this session to have a very vibrant and very interesting discussion. To be very frank, I have been in this job for last maybe 25 years or plus. Started my career in Delhi University, and I have been teaching since then in many universities, many institutes, and all these kind of areas. I was there also in BPUT for a couple of years and as professor and principal. So the main theme of discussion today will be group dynamics. Now let us put some of the important questions here. We are discussing on the area of organizational behavior, right? You have a topic I saw, you have very fundamentals. I was going through a topic. Very rudimentary and very simple kind of things are there. So why should we study this paper? You are all, I'm sure, pursuing the 6 months certificate course on fashion retail management, right?
Yes, right.
Now, having said that, why do you feel, or why do you just justify that why should we read this paper? What's the need for that? Now, my point is, you are all future aspirants to start your career somewhere. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, if that is a fact, you cannot speak I, rather you will speak we. Yes or no?
Yes.
So, as a matter of fact, the organizational behavior is very important for us to understand the concepts. Now, what is an organization, by the way? So, you are sure you are going to join an organization. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now, if that is a fact, so what is an organization?
Establishment.
It's an institution. It's an institution, organization. Right? Suppose I take example of Pinnacle. Now, coming back to like many institute, colleges, farms, the retail houses like Central, the Pantaloons, the Big Bazaar, Future Groups. So there are organizations. Now the important part is if that is an organization and added behavior, why should we add behavior to that? The reason being we are always missing the important factor of linking. As a matter of fact, the behavior that is individual behavior and group behavior has an impact on growth of the organization, on growth of the institution, as we are also growing. As an individual, I'm growing myself, I have the aspiration to grow myself, yes or no? As once I am growing, at the same time, the organization has to grow, and also vice versa. If organization is growing, I understand the individual also has to grow. Because nobody wants to, sacrifice. It's all okay situation. I am okay, you are okay, right? In a business setup, in a business kind of environment, we always address, are you all getting me? Are you all comfortable with English?
Yes, sir.
So, remember this, in a business setup, you have to be very much positive. And in that case, you justify that you are okay, I am okay. In that case, the objective, the goal, the vision, the mission of the organization has to be at par with yours. Right? If there is a difference, if there is a gap between these organizational objectives and individual objectives, things will not happen. Please remember. So the important part is our objective, our goals, our vision, our mission, our means the organization and the individual has to have a good journey. Right? So that means if you are in same track, you can deliver products, you will be comfortable to deliver products, you will enjoy your work. At the same time, organization is also growing. Because you have to show the output, you have to show the result that comes only when you are involved. Right?
Yes.
So your involvement, your commitment, your dedication, your devotion is altogether conglomerated or integrated to give the best of output what you are looking for as well as the organization is looking for. Right?
Yes.
Nevertheless, this organization or organizational behavior is essentially having three types of approaches. Now, what are those? I'll come to this. I didn't see your syllabus. I saw the syllabus. It's very rudimentary and fundamental points. So that is why I started from the background. I'll come to this. No issues. So now the organization as the important topic is discussed here, organizational behavior. Now what are the different components basically which has linkage to the organizational behavior? Now one can be individual behavior, second will be group behavior, third will be, you can just note down the components which are having impact on organizational behavior, or the factors contributing for organizational behavior. First is the individual behavior. Second is the group behavior. Okay. Third will be the organizational structure and culture. Organizational structure, right up.
I see.
Organizational structure and culture. Clear? Are you getting me? Now, the origin of group dynamics will come from these discussions. So, I am going to give you the history, the genesis, and the background. Why do this concept emerge? I thought your syllabus will be an exhaustive one, but I have a very small kind of syllabus, and maybe I'm just giving you advanced kind of this thing topic. You may not know, but again there is a linkage. There is a need for study also this one, but this is not your syllabus. I saw just 3-4 lines. Anyway, now before you come to the group dynamics, I just wanted to tell you what is the origin of this kind of thing. Why do we stand? Why this group dynamics concept came into discussion? Now, there are 3 components I have given you, 3 factors I have given you, which affect the organizational behavior. One is the individual behavior, other is the group behavior, third is the
Organizational
culture and structure.
This is a little bit complicated.
That is very important. Now, if we just stretch it, all 3 are tagged out, or they are in thread. The individual behavior has an impact on group behavior, and group behavior has an impact on organizational culture and structure. The culture means environment. That's bigger concept. Now, I'll give an example here. Sometimes it is said in soft skill, the interpersonal communications. You understand that? That is also going to speak volumes on organizational behavior. Interpersonal communication means 20 people are here, they must communicate to each other to mitigate the confusion. In other words, the communication gap need not be there, must not be there. If there is a communication gap, then that leads to misunderstanding, that leads to wrongdoings. And as a matter of fact, whatever the objective and vision or goals we are having, that is not in a position to achieve that. We cannot achieve the common goal or even individual goal if the communication system is not being proper. So, this organizational culture and structure is very important. That depends on the group behavior. Group behavior depends on the individual behavior. So we can come from left to right, also from right to left. Clear? So these are all having interlinked. Now the second was the group behavior. From that I learned the concept of group dynamics. Okay? Now what is dynamics? We many times speak on, are you getting a point? So could you get the linkage? Where we started and where we are going to towards. Okay? It's all logical. It's a system. Now we speak group communication. We speak group behavior. We speak group dynamics. Now what is dynamics?
The opposite of static.
Yes. Not stagnant. Dynamism. Dynamics.
The motion of the group.
Yes. The movement.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
The movement has to be sharp, has to be fast, has to be meaningful, has to be objective oriented. We speak in MBA that MBO, managed by objectives. So the organizational behavior, the organizational movement, the organizational system has to be managed by objectives. Is it clear?
Yes.
So things are very simple. See, whatever we need, we must work for that. Which we do not need, we may not work for that. Or if we are going to work for that, maybe later stage we can do it. So our main intention is to achieve the organizational objective goals in a very transparent and meaningful manner amongst all the employees, all the staff stakeholders, whoever affected the organization. Now, once it's organization, you are into a lot of stakeholders. Clear? There are suppliers, there are buyers, there are employees, there are other staff, the management, the society,
Government.
the government, yes. So there are 10 stakeholders or entity which will come in pipeline. So the behavior pattern has to be in one line so that it will be easy to perform and we can have a goodwill in the long term. The organization need to have a goodwill, need to maintain efficiency, need to maintain quality. Now to maintain the quality or to achieve the goal or to satisfy the customers, clients, buyers or to have a goodwill in the market, please mark my word. All these things I am just interchanging. To have goodwill in market, this specification or definition has to be more clear. So we must define the things very transparently so that anybody is coming into the system will not feel hesitant or will not feel confused. What is this going on? Many organizations today, what you see, they will write something, our vision is this, our mission is this, but hardly it happens. Okay? लिखने के लिए लोग लिखते हैं, बड़े-बड़े लंबे-लंबे लिखते हैं, but finally it hardly happens. So what impression you will get? As a visitor or as a stakeholder, as a kind of employee, what you will say? So there is nothing coming in a proper way. Right? So that's why today our topic of discussion will be group dynamics. Now what are the different movements or different changes we should accept to benefit yourself, to benefit the organization, to where attached to. Because organization is always taking care of you people and hence you take care of the organization. Clear? None of the employer or your boss will accept that if you are not delivering. You have to deliver the products. You have to deliver the goods. And that leads to a kind of a, you are okay, I am okay. Giving profit to the organization and sharing some of the process. So the culture, structure of organization has an impact on organizational change and organizational development in long run. Now let's see the organizational, the group dynamics, what it is, how is that going to impact on organizational growth and the individual growth. Let's see. Now what is group dynamics? Let's see. So I think we are clear up to this point. Any doubt? So I have given some genesis, some background, some backdrops, some history, that where we started. Organization is a must. That is the utmost institution where we are all attached to and we will take care of things. We cannot compromise.